Not too long ago, Jordan P was doing cool stuff like this. P. For the win green, they go with his 13 passes. He beats the clock from 3 and banked it in. Throws it ahead 3. That goes quickly off shot world champions. Man, it's just an amazing thing to be part of, but now see if the Wizards can take care and take advantage so easy. Porzingis Poole to the side. Tried to scoop it up in a Gafford tried to Anya it Hythe mixing it up here. How could a guy be called the third Splash brother turn into the joke of the league? I decided I had to find the answer to this question because everyone on YouTube and the NBA news seems to agree that it's not looking good for Jordan Poole. So I did a little research of my own, and here are my thoughts on why Jordan Poole is doing badly with the Wizards when Washington traded for Poole this summer. Wizards fans were hoping they might be getting a cheap version of the next Steph Curry, but that ended up not being true at all. Got 7 points, 4 passes, and 3 rebounds since being traded. P has shot a terrible 29% from 3, the lowest number of his career since his first year. And for those of you saying that's taken from a small example, you're right. But check this out. These are Jordan's 3-point shooting numbers every year of his career. Just for comparison, league average was just over 36%, and Jordan hasn't finished a single season over that number once. And now, just for fun, let's take a look at how many times Curry has finished a season over that number. Oh yeah, every single year. And yes, it's definitely not fair to compare him to one of the best shooters of all time, but the point I'm trying to make is Jordan's shooting numbers just don't show that of a great shooter, and I'm not talking about three-pointers here. I'm talking about shooting in general, because as of today, Jordan has the worst shooting percentage of any starting shooting guard in the entire league. Jordan is proving that a good pool party is more about fun and the pretty girls than being good at basketball or anything else. And yeah, somehow his passing numbers are even worse than his shooting numbers so far this season. Poole is getting 5 passes per game, which doesn't sound that bad until you see his ball touching ratings. By the way, this is something I'm not seeing a lot of NBA news talk about as of this moment. Jordan has the 24th highest ball touching rating in the league. That means he's holding the ball more than main guards like J.M. Bruns and Darius Garland. But when you put their stats side by side, you can clearly see that Jordan isn't passing the ball nearly as well as either one of those players. Check out this clip. First thing I notice here is the obvious showing of this pass. P literally points to where he wants the pass to go, letting Duncan Robinson cheat off his man entirely. And now let's watch P's pass try on that shot. 7 straight points for the Heat. The high pass gets to Gafford, stopped by Duncan Robinson. Terrible. Now let's check out this clip. Pretty normal pick and roll play here, but Jordan misses the chance to hit Gallo as he cuts into the lane, instead choosing to lob pass to the other team. Now, to be fair, P isn't the Wizards' point guard. That would be Tess Jones, but the problem is Poole's ball touching rating is double that of Tess, and if you're going to have the ball that much, you have to make the right choices, and Poole at the point guard spot just isn't. Now let's talk about the Wizards' biggest problem. The Wizards' defense is really bad, whether it be getting lost on screens, getting out rebounded, or even just their general lack of trying hard. This team clearly has no defensive identity, and now, to be fair, P's defense by himself hasn't been totally terrible. He's actually shown some good instincts for stealing passes, and when he's trying, he can move his feet with some of the league's best athletes. But the problem for P is that he's no longer getting help from playing within a good NBA defense. The year Poole won a championship with the Warriors, Golden State had the 5th best defense in the entire league so far this season. The Wizards' defense is rated 2nd worst, giving up an average of 120 points per game. But just saying it like that doesn't even show how bad this Wizards' defense really is. Because if that number were to stay through the rest of the season, the Wizards finish the year with the worst defensive rating of all time. Wow, he has a chance with Jordan P being out tonight. First quarter, another backdoor cut. What the mag cuter. Scoops it up Shutter, there's per watching clips like these almost make me feel bad. For Jordan, I can only imagine how hard of a culture change it must be going from playing alongside defensive tough guys like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green to playing with Kyle bouncing for Bam. Oh yes, these guys, and speaking of culture, Jordan. Poole might be a terrible teammate. I don't know if casual NBA fans have been seeing some of the clips coming out of Washington this year, but I think it's safe to say the Wizards have a serious culture problem, and Jordan Poole seems to be at the center of it so far with Washington. Poole has come off as thinking he's better than everyone, easily upset, and honestly downright completely lost from time to time, but these were all things we knew about Poole before this season, so my big question is why did Washington think things would be any different? This kid has had this reputation for a few years now. I mean, just listen to what Andre Iguodala had to say about him, but I would tell him, Jordan, it looks like you're trying not to try do. You know, how much energy it takes to try to not to try. It takes less energy to try. Why would a team with no culture bet the rebuild on a guy who seems more focused on the pretty girls in the first row than his own team's huddle? Okay, I'll admit. And it felt pretty mean, but I think the real reason Jordan Paul gets basketball fans like me so mad is because he actually has the ability to be a really special player. This kid is only 24 years old, and he's proven that he can hit big shots. When it matters most, that same ego that keeps getting him into trouble also lets him to make plays that'll take your breath away. Plays where if you look just right, he really actually does look like the next Steph Curry over the season I'm watching. To see if P can add or get better at 3 parts of his scoring he needs. A reliable mid-range shot, maybe he can add a floater, and he needs the ability to get fouled more often, right? Now P is shooting 27% from mid-range, which is terrible, but that number should go up, especially if he learns to drive with the plan of getting to a spot and pulling up like Devin. Booker does. Poole certainly has the speed handle and stopping ability to do this. The floater is easy to understand. Trae Young kills defenses with this move, and I think Jordan could do it too, and getting more fouls is important if Jordan ever wants to use his 87%. Free throw percentage as of today, Poole gets 3. 8 tries per game compared to Curry's 6.6, but I have to stop comparing these two because I don't really think he can be the next Curry. I see him being more of a scorer rather than overall passer like Jordan Clarkson or Jamal Crawford type. Player enough space to shoot that fadeaway 3-ball by prime time. Shot did it in Chicago, did it in New York, did it in Gold Toe Heat check, yes sir, ultimately. I think the blame for Poole's early season problems go both ways. P is failing Washington with his selfish shooting, poor passing, and bad attitude, but the Wizards set themselves up for failure by thinking Jordan P might solve those problems in the first place, or maybe this was their plan all along.